In this session, we're going to have a look at how to import clients into CRMHaven. Now, the way that we import clients into CRMHaven is by clicking on the Options button down the bottom left-hand corner of the window and choosing Import Clients. But if this is the first time you're wanting to import clients, I'd suggest you come along to Export Clients first. The reason for that is we can, from export clients, export a sample spreadsheet with the correct headings at the top of the spreadsheet ready for you to import your data. Now the easiest way to do that is to come along here and ask it to send out a blank template with all fields listed in it, all column headings, and send it out to something like a CSV file. So let's go, you can ignore the other settings at the moment, we'll go export, and I will just call that headers, just so that you have a spreadsheet listing every single one of the headings. Let me just load that up into NeoOffice, and there we go. We now have a spreadsheet that has every single one of the possible fields listed correctly, ready to go into CRMHaven. Now that's not necessarily that gives you a list of all the headers, but the preferred way to do it for most circumstances is first of all to come along and choose the fields to display. Now we're only viewing 2 fields at the moment in this list here. Let me go and turn them all off, and you can now go through and choose the particular fields that you know that you're going to want to import. So instead of dealing with every single one of the fields, a massive spreadsheet, the better thing to do is to go through and choose the particular fields. Now I'd suggest these ones starting with client, you definitely include them. And I would suggest you include at least the first name and the last name and the work phone. Now the reason why things like first name, last name, work phone, as well as things like email and postcode are important is those particular fields are used to determine if somebody's a duplicate. If you have multiple contacts that you're importing, instead of bring them in, if you already have them in CRMHaven, instead of bring them in as a second record and creating duplicates, you can actually get it to detect duplicates and overlay your existing data. So I'm going to choose OK. That now lists my current database with those particular fields. Now I'm going to come along to export clients, and instead of creating a whole great big blank spreadsheet, what I'm going to do is just choose the marked, the 2 marked records we have at the moment, just so we've got some sample data in there, and instead of every field I'm just going to do the currently displayed fields. So those fields that we chose across the top there are the currently displayed ones. They're the ones that are going to appear in this spreadsheet. So let's go OK. And I'll just call this current and go save. And now if we open up the current spreadsheet, you'll see that we have a spreadsheet which has just got those particular columns that we chose, that we had visible before, all in the correct format, ready as an import file, and we have those 2 rows of sample data for us to enter in. Now there's no reason why you can't copy and paste or type in new information below these particular rows here as far down as you want. You can just keep on adding more and more and more. When you're finished, you just choose save, and you now have a spreadsheet ready for us to import into CRMHaven. Now what I'm going to do is come along here, pretend that we've actually just put a whole lot of information into that current spreadsheet. Come along here and go import. Choose the import file down here, and I'll choose that current one, and OK. So you can see the name showing up here, and then we've got duplicate switched on. Go preview, and there we are. Now what it's done is it's offering, even though we've got duplicates selected, it's offering, we've got a blank return at the end of the CSV file, so we'll turn that one off. We don't need that blank one. And also, it's, even though we had 2 in there, it's finding that one of the notes fields actually has a return in it, so it's actually marking that as a change, even though in reality it's not a change. It's showing you, just so that the information can fit all on one row, carriage returns, line feeds, tabs and things are given a symbol, so that they can you can see exactly what they are all on the one row. And so that information is ready to import. We could import thousands of clients if we wanted at one time, and the way that you do that, this is only a preview. You would, to actually import it into the database, you would click on the update button. If you found that there were problems in your data, you can still keep this window open, go and edit your spreadsheet, make some changes, do whatever you need to the spreadsheet, then come along here, go preview again until the data looks exactly right down the bottom here. When you're happy with how it appears in the preview, click on update, and it's going to set that, bring that actual data into CRMHaven. Now you can see down on the left hand side here whether it has determined if something is a duplicate or not, because some of the information you're bringing in may be duplicate, some of it might not be. So it'll tell you there, if it is a duplicate, it'll come up and show you what the client ID number is on the left hand side there, and so it's ready to bring that data in. Now I'd suggest you normally don't bring in the client ID number, but the reason is because it will all automatically detect if the client ID is actually if it is actually a duplicate or not, and display the client ID here. Okay, so that's how we import information into CRMHaven by first of all doing an export. Now there's more things we can do in with import, but we'll have to look at those in another session. Thank you. Goodbye.